All right, we are gonna make pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. I'm gonna devour these because I haven't had them. And I'll make them in the fall. It's not right. And if you eat them any other time but the fall, jail immediately. So yeah, that's what we're gonna make today. First, we drink our Red Bull. I'm not a coffee person. I've tried multiple brands and flavors and different creamer. Next, we're gonna put our hair up. You're gonna preheat your oven. Next, we need to melt some butter. You need like half a cup or like a whole stick of butter. So I just melted that. We are ignoring the fact that my microwave doesn't have a handle. Besides the point. Anyway. All right, so you're gonna put in your butter. Get in there. And then you're gonna put in 1/4 cup of brown sugar. 1/2 cup of sugar. So yeah, you're just gonna mix this up basically until like it's smooth, there's no lumps. So now we have to mix in I didn't even grab a teaspoon of vanilla. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but I'm watching Gilmore Girls. Before anybody asks, I'm torn between like Team Jess and Team Logan. I don't like Dean. I don't like him. He's just, there's something about him, you know? And then we need 6 tablespoons of pumpkin. So once you've added the vanilla and the pumpkin, you want to mix it together till it's nice and smooth. All right, so now we're going to do our dry ingredients. So it's 1.5 cups of flour. And then I'm not going to do that because I'm going to get distracted. Right. My cute little containers. My cup doesn't fit in there. Oh. What do I got? 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. We're just gonna mix this all together. Alright, so I'm pretty sure the recipe, which I'll link somewhere. It says to like put the wet into the dry, but my wet is currently in my KitchenAid, and I don't want to mix it. So I'm gonna do dry into wet, and then add chocolate chips. So yeah, I think the recipe only says like 1/2 cup. Personally, I'm just gonna add them. I hope for the best. Taking the hair back down. So now you have to cover it and put it in the fridge for 30 minutes. I definitely forgot about that part. But that's fine. I will return. The 30 minutes while this is sitting in the fridge, I guess we should probably clean up the mess that we made. Yeah, because I don't know about anybody else. Kind of a messy cook. So I'm gonna go clean up and I'll be back. Another important part. Yeah. These are gonna be so good and I'm so excited. So we let it sit for 1/2 hour. So the recipe says you can let it sit for like 1/2 hour or like up to 3 days. Cookie dough isn't gonna last in my fridge for 3 days. That's a promise. So yeah, we're gonna scoop these on to the cookie sheet, and then we're gonna put them in the oven. I think it was like 10 minutes. We'll have to recheck that. But yeah. All right, once again, hair goes up.
It happened so fast.
Scoop some cookie dough. So we're probably gonna burn our mouth, but these just go out of the oven, and let's try them.
Never read Proust. I always wanted to. Every now and then, seized with an overwhelming urge to say something like, as Marcel Proust would say, Michael Crichton would say, but it's
Fabulous.
not exactly the same, you know. Take it.
So now we made them, and they look great. They taste great. I'm gonna let them cool off on this cooling rack, and then I'm going to put them in what is known in my house as the JoJo cookie jar. It's I'm gonna do this without crying. So probably 6-7 years ago, for Christmas, my brother and his now wife, I guess they had like walked into Walmart, and they like first walked in and they saw this cookie jar, and I think it was his wife was like, we have to get that for Morgan, because I had a dog. His name is Jojo. Do this without crying. I got this dog when I was 18, maybe 19, from the shelter. And he was a treeing walker coonhound. That dog was my best friend. I had him, I just had to put him down last year. We just hit like the year anniversary in August. But I had him for 10 years. I had him for 10 years. That dog was there for me through, I got him when, like I said, when I was 18 or 19, so like, me and that dog, like, we went through everything. So yeah, so I think it's from Pioneer Woman. I think it's technically called like the Charlie cookie jar or something. In this house we call it the JoJo cookie jar because this is JoJo. Maybe I'll put a picture of him so you guys can see, but like, this is my JoJo. Often, most of the time, if you guys like see me make cookies, I'll probably use like my friend's one, because this cookie jar, we set it there. Especially, I used to use it a lot more, especially now that Joe is gone. I use it less so that it doesn't get broken, nothing happens to it. Yeah. I love talking about him, obviously, but like I hate it at the same time, because it's like, it's still, maybe that's like lost a dog that you've had, and like I went through like that dog was there, every important milestone, every up, every down, he was there. And it's so hard. It is hard that he's gone. It's still so hard on all of us. He was like 2 weeks when I finally like made the decision and I put him down. He was like 2 weeks from like turning 13. So like he had a good long spoiled life. And I tell you, this dog was spoiled. He had his own bed with his own comforter. He had his own pillow, his spot in bed. When my husband and I first got together, obviously, like, I told him, I said, me and the dog were a package deal. So, like, if I spend the night, like, JoJo's spending the night. So, like, it just kind of, like, it was just like, JoJo's our dog now, you know? So basically, like, every night or every morning when, like, obviously now my mother-in-law, was making, like, her sandwich for her lunch for work, she would make her sandwich, and then it was just like, here's JoJo's ham, and she would just throw ham on the floor for him. He would just sit right there. He was fine. Yeah, so she started, like, doubling her, like, deli order just so that she knew she had enough for him, which I think is, like, the funniest thing in the world, because I guess growing up, my husband was always like, she told us we were never getting a dog, ever, never getting a dog, and he's like, and here she is, getting extra, you know, deli meat for him. Or Christmas, we have a bakery around us that makes, like, peanut butter, like, dog bones around, like, Christmas time. He wasn't getting store-bought bones. Those weren't good enough. JoJo needed the special bakery bones. I think her favorite one, and our, like, favorite memory of JoJo. Okay, so, like, again, like, me and my husband, we were just dating, had just got together. We were hanging out. I had, like, got an Italian sandwich. He got a steak sub. And so basically with their place, it was like one door was, it was always locked. And so we're sitting in his room, we're eating our lunch. He ate half of his sub. My husband. He ate half of his steak sub. And then his mom had called him and she's like, hey, like, I'm expecting something in the mail, like, can you run down and grab it? And he's like, yeah, okay, whatever. So he runs down, not even thinking to, like, grab his keys to get back in. He gets the mail. He comes back up and he calls me and he says, hey, he's like, I'm at the other door, can you just come let me in? And I was like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. So I, like, jump up and I, like, go and I let him in. I'm gonna say 10-15 seconds it took me to get from his bedroom to that door and back. JoJo had eaten the other half of his steak sub. So it became like a running joke that JoJo was just a steak sub stealer, like, oh yeah. And obviously there's, like, other stuff, but yeah, I think that's, like, the favorite memory. And then enough about Joe. Yeah. So if you guys keep following me, you'll probably see my friend's cookie jar, which I love so much. Like, my door is painted purple and it has the frame of it. Like, the background of videos, you'll see JoJo just hanging on the fridge or sitting on top of it, because we won't bring him out very much. But for joining me on my rant today and my cooking, yeah. So if you have, like, ideas of, like, what I should make next, let me know. Bye guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you can listen to more of my rants. But I'm not gonna cry it like I did in this video.